In the dead of night the fire crackled, the only source of light in the unforgiving wilderness. It was then they realized they were not alone. As we gather around our virtual campfire, we're about to share tales that are as chilling as they are true. Stories that will remind you of the eerie silence of the woods, the mysterious shadows dancing on the tents, and the unexplained sounds echoing through the night. We invite you to join us as we journey into the heart of fear itself. But before we do, if you enjoy these spine-tingling narratives and wish to hear more, do consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us continue to bring these haunting tales to light. Now steel your nerves as we delve into the first of our 3 true camping horror stories. The forest was silent, too silent. The only sound was the rustling of leaves under an unseen predator. Imagine yourself surrounded by towering trees, their branches swaying gently in the wind and casting eerie shadows on the ground. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and pine, and the ground beneath you is a carpet of leaves crunching softly under your boots. You're not alone. A group of campers, just like you, once stood on this very spot, their hearts filled with excitement and adventure. Little did they know, they were about to experience something far beyond their wildest imaginations. The day started normally enough. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the campers busied themselves with setting up their campsite. As the hours slipped away, the forest started to change. The birdsong became less frequent, the wind picked up, and the temperature dropped. The campers huddled around their campfire, the flames casting dancing shadows on their faces. As night fell, an oppressive silence descended on the forest. The only sound was the rustling of leaves, like the footfalls of an unseen predator. The campers tried to laugh it off, attributing the strange occurrence to their overactive imaginations. But as the night wore on, the silence became unbearable. It felt as if the forest was holding its breath, waiting for something. Suddenly, the crackling of the campfire was drowned out by a low growl. It seemed to come from all directions, echoing off the trees and sending a chill down their spines. The campers were frozen in fear, their eyes wide and their hearts pounding. The growl grew louder, closer, and then silence. The forest was once again plunged into an eerie quiet. Then, without warning, their tent was ripped open by an unseen force. The campers screamed and scrambled out of the tent, their eyes scanning the darkness for the source of the attack. But they saw nothing. The forest was as still as a photograph, the trees standing like silent sentinels in the moonlight. The campers didn't wait to see what would happen next. They grabbed what they could and ran, their footsteps echoing in the silent forest. They didn't stop running until they reached the safety of their car, their breaths coming in ragged gasps. As they fled the forest, they left behind only the remnants of their camp and their fear. They never returned to retrieve their belongings, too terrified to face whatever unseen predator lurked in the shadows. Their experience serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things are those we can't see. The whispers of the forest carried a warning. A phantom was watching. Our tale begins with a lone hiker, an avid adventurer who set off to conquer the trails of an infamous forest. Known for its lush greenery and tranquil silence, the forest was a haven for those seeking solitude, but the hiker was not alone. As he ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, he stumbled upon an abandoned campsite. The remnants of a once lively gathering now lay silent, consumed by the forest. A torn tent, a charred fire pit, and scattered belongings hinted at a hasty departure. An eerie sense of unease hung in the air, but curiosity compelled the hiker to investigate further. Night fell swiftly, casting long, monstrous shadows that danced between the trees. The forest, once a sanctuary of silence, now echoed with an orchestra of nocturnal life. But amid the chorus of nature, a chilling melody weaved its way to the hiker's ears. A soft, haunting hum, seemingly coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. The spectral figure first appeared as a flicker in the corner of his eye, a fleeting shadow that vanished as quickly as it appeared. But as the night grew darker, the figure's presence became more pronounced. A silhouette, tall and gaunt, stood at the edge of the campsite, watching, waiting. The hiker, frozen in fear, could only watch as the figure stepped into the moonlight, revealing an ethereal appearance. It was a phantom, an echo of a life once lived, now trapped between the realm of the living and the dead. Its hollow eyes bore into the hiker's soul, radiating an icy chill that sunk deep into his bones. As the phantom approached, the hiker could feel the air grow colder, the silence more deafening. The world around him seemed to slow, the only sound being the rhythmic beating of his heart thundering in his chest. The phantom extended a hand, a spectral invitation into the unknown. It was then that the hiker did what any sane person would do. He ran with the speed of someone whose life depended on it, because it did. The forest, once a symphony of sounds, fell eerily silent, save for the pounding of his heart and the rustling of leaves under his frantic steps. The hiker emerged from the forest as the first light of dawn broke through the darkness. Panting heavily, he glanced back at the foreboding forest, the phantom's haunting presence still lingering in his mind. He had escaped with his life, but the encounter had left a lasting imprint on his soul. The hiker escaped with his life, but the phantom of the forest remains, waiting for its next unsuspecting visitor. The lake was calm, but beneath its tranquil surface lay a dark secret. Picture this. A quaint family of 4 seeking adventure and solace embarks on a camping trip near a secluded lake, nestled deep within the wilderness. The lake, with its serene ambience and crystal-clear waters, invites the family for a refreshing dip. Little do they know, they are about to unravel a tale that will send shivers down their spine. As the sun begins to set, the family decides to retire for the day. The father, a seasoned camper, lights up a fire and they all gather around, sharing stories and roasting marshmallows under the starlit sky. The laughter and chatter echo across the silent lake, giving the family a sense of comfort and warmth in the cold wilderness. But as the night grows darker, the calmness of the lake starts to feel eerie. The parents notice ripples appearing on the lake's still surface, as if something is moving beneath the water. They dismiss it as the wind, yet a sense of uneasiness starts to creep in. The children, unaware of their parents' growing apprehension, continue to play by the water's edge, their laughter echoing around the eerily quiet lake. Suddenly, the father spots a shadowy figure beneath the water. It's too large to be a fish, too silent to be a boat. The mother quickly ushers the children away from the water, their laughter replaced by silence. The family watches in horror as the figure moves closer to the shore, its shape becoming more discernible. It looks human, yet distorted. Its movements are natural. The father, mustering up courage, steps forward, his flashlight illuminating the water. But as the light hits the figure, it disappears, leaving behind only ripples on the surface. The family stands frozen, their breaths held, their hearts pounding. They realize they have stumbled upon the lake's horrifying secret, a spectral figure haunting its depths. The rest of the night is a blur of panic and fear. The family hastily packs their belongings, their laughter and cheer replaced by silence and terror. They abandon their campsite, leaving behind the lake and its chilling secret. As they drive away, they can't shake off the feeling of being watched, the image of the shadowy figure etched into their minds. The family left, but the lake's chilling secret remains, hidden beneath its serene facade. These tales remind us that the wild is untamed, filled with mysteries that can chill our bones. As we journey back from the depths of the forest's phantom and the lake's secret, we carry with us the echoing whispers of these true camping horror stories. The unseen predator, the phantom of the forest, the secret of the lake, they're not just stories, but stark reminders of the unknown that lurks in the heart of the wilderness. Each tale weaves a narrative of fear and fascination, a testament to the eerie allure of venturing into the wild a world that remains largely beyond our control and comprehension. As we huddle close to the dying embers of our campfires, the wind carrying away the last vestiges of warmth, we are left with an unsettling feeling. The feeling that we are not alone, that we are being watched by unseen eyes, that the rustling leaves and the distant hoot of an owl carry more than just the sounds of nature. Our encounters with the uncanny, the inexplicable, and the downright terrifying serve to remind us of our place in the grand scheme of nature. We are but temporary visitors in the grand theater of the wild, our presence barely a whisper in the symphony of the wilderness. The thrill of adventure, the allure of the unknown, the chill of fear, these are what make our forays into the wild unforgettable. They are the tales we recount around campfires, the memories that make our hearts pound and our spines shiver. Have you experienced a camping nightmare of your own? Share your story in the comments. And remember, subscribe and like for more spine-chilling tales from the wild.